friends, Miss Christina here. Today we'll be reading The Berenstein Bears Old-Fashioned Christmas by Jan and Mike Berenstein. It was the day before Christmas in Bear Country. New fallen snow had covered the ground as the Bear family pulled up to Grizzly Gran and Gramps' house. Their car was piled high with boxes, bags, and packages. "Welcome, everyone," called Gramps and Gran. "Merry Christmas." After lots of bear hugs and kisses, they took the packages inside. They were home for the holidays with Gramps and Gran. Inside, Gran's Christmas figures were on display. She had made them herself from pine cones, corn cobs, nuts, berries, twigs, and leaves. There were little Santa bears, Christmas angels, Christmas elves, reindeer, and snowbirds. The mantelpiece was lined with Christmas cards. Sister found one with a picture of Mama, Papa, Brother, Honey, and herself. "Look," she said proudly, "this is our Christmas card." After looking over Gran's decorations, the Cubs plunked themselves in front of the TV to watch Christmas videos. But the TV was unplugged. "This is going to be an old-fashioned Christmas, just like it was when I was a Cub," said Gramps. "Back then, there wasn't any TV." "No TV," said Brother and Sister, shocked. "How could you live like that?" "There are lots of other things to do at Christmas time," said Gramps. He led them to the piano. The Cubs jumped on the piano bench and began to play. Really, they just made a lot of noise. "That's no way to treat a piano," Gramps said, laughing. "This is a player piano. If I pump the pedals, it will play a song." Gramps sat down and pumped away. The piano played all by itself. "Wow," said Brother. "Awesome," said Sister. Honey just clapped. "Let's sing along," said Gramps. "On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me." "Gramps," called Gran, "stop that caterwauling. It's time to go out and get our Christmas tree." Grouched Gramps. "We'll finish the song later. Come, Cubs." They put on their coats, hats, and mittens and went outside. Gramps got an axe from the shed. "I get my Christmas trees the old-fashioned way," he said. "I go out and I cut 'em down myself." They tramped through the snow into the woods. They passed many trees that were too big or too small. "We need one about yay high," said Gramps, holding up his hand. They came to a clearing with a tree about yay high, growing right in the middle. "Perfect," said Gramps, and chopped it down. "Timber!" yelled the Cubs. Gramps carried the tree home. "Let's get out our ornaments," he said. "I call them bear looms." The Cubs carefully unwrapped all the bear looms. "These are amazing," said Brother. "Yep," said Gramps. "Bought 'em at Roof Grizzly's general store 50 years ago. Cost me 6 cents apiece." Gramps and Papa were setting up the tree. "How about in this corner, Pop?" said Papa. "Nope," said Gramps. "Can't see it from the other room." "But it wouldn't get bumped here," argued Papa. "Now, Junior," said Gran, "you know better than to argue with your father." "Yes, Ma," said Papa with a grin. They began putting the lights and ornaments on the tree. Gran stood back and directed. "A little more yellow at the top," she said. "Now more lights in the middle. Too much red on the bottom." Finally, Gramps put Honey on his shoulders and she set the Christmas star on the top of the tree. "It looks wonderful." "Now that's taken care of," said Gramps, heading back to the piano. "We can finish singing the 12 Days of Christmas." But he noticed Papa building a fire in the fireplace. "Let me give you a hand there, Junior," said Gramps. "I'm an expert. I'll show you my special crisscross wood stack." He struck a match and lit the fire. Billows of smoke puffed into the room. "You forgot to open the damper, Pop," said Papa, pulling a handle so the smoke went up the chimney. "Just making sure you were paying attention, son," joked Gramps. Now delicious smells were coming from the kitchen. "Time to help Gran and Mama with the cooking," said Papa. Gran and Mama were preparing all sorts of yummy things. There was pumpkin pie and mince pie, sweet potatoes and stuffed potatoes, chestnut stuffing and cranberry sauce, Christmas cookies and gingerbread bears, and of course, a big honey-baked salmon, the bears' favorite dish. "How are are we supposed to cook with all of you traipsing in and out of my kitchen?" scolded Gran, shooing them out. When dinner was ready, everyone helped put it on the table. It was a magnificent feast. After dinner, Gramps mixed up a bowl of his special Christmas eggnog. Again, he sat down at the piano. "We will now sing the 12 Days of Christmas," he announced. "But we hear singing already," said brother and sister. A group of neighbors was outside singing Christmas carols. "Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la," they sang. Come in," called Gramps. "Have some eggnog." The carolers didn't need coaxing. "Do you do this every Christmas?" Papa asked. "Yes," said one. "We always get stuck at Gramps' eggnog." It was getting dark as the carolers left and beginning to snow. The family could hear the sound of sleigh bells in the snow. "It's Farmer Ben and his sleigh," said Gramps. "Merry Christmas, Ben." "Join me all," called Ben. "Plenty of room for everyone." So the Bear family climbed aboard. "I know what we should sing," said brother. "Yes," they all said. "Jingle bells." They stopped by Farmer Ben's farm to wish his animals Merry Christmas. Mrs. Ben was in the barn, bedding the critters down for the night. They had special Christmas treats for them all. "It looks just like the stable in Bethlehem," said Sister. "It must really be Christmas." Mrs. Ben pulled out treats for the birds and wild animals too. After all, Christmas is for everyone. Back home, it was time to prepare for Christmas morning. First, brother, sister, and Honey put out presents for the grown-ups. Santa Bear, of course, would take care of presents for the cubs. Gramps and Gran hung the family stockings up on the mantelpiece. They were special ones that Gran had knitted herself. The cubs put out treats for Santa, a glass of milk and some gingerbread bears. Then they went upstairs for bed. After the cubs were washed up and in their pajamas, Gramps settled down to read them The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Mama, Papa, Gramps, and Gran kissed the cubs good night and tucked them in. For a while they lay imagining all the toys and goodies they would be getting tomorrow morning. Then their eyes closed and they drifted off to sleep. On Christmas morning, the cubs woke bright and early. They ran to wake up Mama, Papa, Gramps, and Gran. They couldn't wait to open their presents, but Gran insisted that they have breakfast first. The cubs gulped down breakfast as fast as they could. At last it was time for presents. Brother, sister, and Honey got lots of new toys. Dolls, games, books, and clothes. Mama got a bath set that smelled like sweet flowers. Papa got a new pair of cozy red long underwear. Gran got a collection of brightly colored yarns for her knitting. And Gramps got a comfy new bathrobe. "You know, Gramps," said Mama, "this would be a fine time for you to lead us all in singing the 12 Days of Christmas." But Gramps was fast asleep in his rocking chair, wearing his new bathrobe, with Honey asleep in his lap. "Shh," hushed Gran. "Merry Christmas." The end. Did you like that story? I grew up reading Berenstain Bears books. But did you know it's actually pronounced Berenstain? But I prefer Berenstain. I don't think they'll mind. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!
Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading The Christmasaurus by Tom Fletcher, illustrated by Shane DeVries. Santa and his reindeer live as north as you can go, in a place that's full of magic and quite a lot of snow. But Santa and his reindeer do not live there on their own, for there's a special dinosaur that also calls it home. He is the Christmasaurus, and he's one of a kind. No matter where you look, he'll be the only one you'll find. The Christmasaurus had a wish that someday he might fly and pull the sleigh on Christmas Eve across the winter sky. "I'll train you," Santa bellowed. "I can show you how it's done. And now that I'm your teacher, let's begin with lesson 1. First, you need to gobble up this flying reindeer food. It's sure to help a dino reach a higher altitude. The Christmasaurus munched, then jumped toward the northern lights. But in a flash of blue, he crashed head first into the ice. Santa scratched his fluffy beard. "Well, that's a shame," he said. "I need to leave. It's Christmas Eve and the children are in bed." "But not to worry," Santa smiled. "No need to look so blue. We'll try again next Christmas, when I'll teach you lesson 2. Spring turned into summer and autumn whizzed right by. Then it was Christmas once again and time to try to fly. You need to think a happy thought like Christmas fairies do. If happy thoughts can work for them, I bet they'll work for you. So Christmasaurus thought of fluffy clouds upon his scales. But happy thoughts don't always end like Christmas fairy tales. "Ho, ho, no, that didn't work," said Santa with a sigh. "And I'm afraid it's Christmas Eve, so time for me to fly." And with the sleigh packed full of toys to leave beneath the tree, he said, "We'll try next Christmas when it's time for lesson 3. Flowers bloomed and sunshine beamed and leaves turned brown and fell. Then smells of Christmas filled the air to sounds of jingle bells. "We've made you wings," sang Santa. "They are sure to help you fly. Just flap them like a bird and you will soar across the sky." The Christmasaurus closed his eyes and flapped with all his might. But even Santa's gift of wings could not make him take flight. So he roared a little cry and shed a frozen tear. He'd have to wait for lesson 4 and try again next year. But as the elves were loading all the toys upon the sleigh, an idea popped in Santa's brain and wouldn't go away. "Christmasaurus, why not come along with us tonight? While I deliver presents, you can feel the thrill of flight." Without a second thought, the Christmasaurus climbed aboard, and with their dino passenger, into the sky they soared. Flying in the sleigh was even better than he dreamt, and house by house he watched as down the chimney Santa went. "Stay in the sleigh," warned Santa. "Now you mustn't go exploring. Wait here while I leave presents for the children inside snoring." Christmasaurus didn't listen. Christmasaurus didn't stay. He fell into a chimney, and then Santa flew away. His ho-ho-ho got quieter the higher that they climbed, not realizing that Christmasaurus had been left behind. Inside the house was quiet, but not everyone was sleeping, for through the twinkling Christmas lights a little boy was peeping. He saw the most amazing sight a child could hope to see. A living, breathing dinosaur next to the Christmas tree. He watched the Christmasaurus staring sadly at the sky, and understood this dinosaur was wishing it could fly. "Hello, are you lost?" he asked the prehistoric creature. "If you want to fly, then maybe I could be your teacher." "You don't need magic food or wings or even happy thoughts. In fact, I'm not sure flying is a thing that can be taught. Santa's reindeer only fly if kids like me believe. So if your dream is flying, maybe I'm the thing you need." Midnight came and Christmas Eve turned into Christmas Day. The boy made rings from Christmas lights. His wheelchair was the sleigh. He started to believe perhaps this dinosaur could fly. And just like that, the two of them took off into the sky. They flew high over rooftops and sleepy streets below, to the place that's full of magic and quite a lot of snow. They laughed and sang for hours in the North Pole's glistening glow. But morning was approaching, and the boy would need to go. Then Santa said, "The magic doesn't end on Christmas Day. For someone who believes, we're always just a wish away." They climbed aboard the sleigh, and all the reindeer took their places. The elves waved them goodbye with looks of joy upon their faces. And with a smile, the roaring Christmasaurus led the way The boy had made his wish come true, pulling Santa's sleigh. And so the Christmasaurus and his brand new human friend shared a magic Christmas that they wish would never end. But the best thing about Christmas is, as each one fades away, you're always getting closer to another Christmas day. The end. Did you like that story? A Christmasaurus at the North Pole. Well, you never know. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!
Hello friends! Welcome back. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar's Snowy Hide and Seek. I'm kind of excited about this book because there's flaps you can open and see secrets inside. Who's that feeding reindeer on Christmas Eve night? It's Santa Claus, of course. Getting ready for his flight. Who's that covered in snow as jingle bells start ringing? It's a jolly snowman who loves Christmas singing. Who's that in the snow fort, huddled close together? It's some playful penguins, staying warm in the cold weather. What's that through the window sitting near the fireplace? It's a gingerbread house, waiting for Santa just in case. What's that under the Christmas tree? Looks like Santa Claus stopped by. If you hurry to the window, maybe you'll see him in the sky. Yum! Wow, what do we have over here? Cozy. The end. Did you like that book? I love picture books that have surprises inside. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Long Ago on a Silent Night by Julie Berry. Illustrations by Annie Wan. Wow! Very beautiful artwork. Long ago and far away, a baby was born on Christmas Day. Shepherds knelt and angels sang to the night sky with rejoicing rain. This wonder was seen by a lucky few. I see a miracle in you. Long ago in a dusty barn, a mother took a child in her arms, wrapped him snug, made his bed in the hay. He was her gift that Christmas Day. There's no sweeter gift than a life so new. My best gift, little one, is you. Long ago, at her child's first cry, a mother sang a lullaby. Sleep, little angel, sleep, little lamb. When you need comfort, here I am. I will always watch over you. Hush, little babe, I'll sing it too. Long ago, with scarcely a sound, the stable's animals gathered round, hoof and feather, hide and beak. Some say the animals began to speak. Their love for the child, could it be true? We will whisper our love to you. Long ago, on a silent night, travelers followed a new star's light, bearing gifts of love to welcome a child who would one day calm a tempest wild
and teach mercy and gentleness as he grew. My love, you're a gentle teacher too. Long ago at a temple door, Simeon and Anna paced the floor, awaiting a glimpse of a promised son, a prince of peace, a chosen one. Before you came, our family knew it was worth the wait to welcome you. Long ago, so the carols sing, was born to a maiden an infant king. With the sky for a palace, the earth for a throne, the hills and the rivers his treasures to own. Through your eyes the skies shine a deeper blue. Treasure of mine, you make all things new. Long ago, as day followed day, this baby grew in the usual way. Watched and rocked and taught and fed, washed and dressed and tucked into bed. We're blessed in the simplest things we do. You return the love we give to you. Long ago at that sacred birth, a piece of heaven fell to earth, to light the world and spread God's peace, bringing hope and help that would never cease. From the moment I held you, child, I knew you came straight from heaven too. Not long ago in a nearby place was given to me a gift of grace. All my hopes, my joy, my heart's desire, your sweet voice is my angel choir. Wondrous, holy, strange, and true. Little one, my miracle is you. The end. Did you like that story? I thought that was so sweet. And this art is beautiful. I think this might be my favorite Christmas book. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Disney Frozen, Anna, Elsa, and the Enchanting Holiday by Meredith Rusu, illustrated by Nathana Erica. Snow glistened across the kingdom of Arendelle. The winter holidays had arrived, and with them came a very special visitor. Elsa had traveled from the enchanted forest to be with her sister Anna for the ringing of the Yule bell. The sisters didn't see each other as often as they used to. Elsa was now the Snow Queen and protector of the enchanted forest. Anna was the Queen of Arendelle and busy with her own duties. It was a long journey between their two homes, and they both had very important jobs to do. But the ringing of the Yule bell was one occasion the sisters would always share. The bell's crystal clear chime echoed across the kingdom, signaling the start of the holiday season. Anything could happen at this special time of year. Bong! 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 Let the holidays begin, Anna announced excitedly as she rang the bell. Ooh, I can feel the holiday cheer vibrating in my snowflakes, exclaimed Olaf. Just then Gale, the wind spirit, swirled around Elsa. I think Gale is curious about the bell, Elsa smiled. The forest spirits have never had a holiday celebration the way Arendelle does. What? Cried Olaf. No festive festivities? No merry merriment? No fruitcakes? Someone should fix that. You're right, Olaf, Anna declared. We should help the spirits host a celebration of their own. Gale swirled up more snowflakes around them. The wind spirits seemed to like that idea. Then if you please, Kristoff said, hop aboard the Sven holiday sleigh. I just love dashing through the snow, Olaf cried as they set off on their journey. It was a long trip north, but finally the friends arrived. We have a surprise for you, Elsa explained to the forest spirits. We're going to have a holiday celebration right here, and we're going to need everyone's help to make it just right.
Elsa and Anna began by making ornaments for the earth giants to hang from an enormous pine tree. Soon every branch glistened with ice crystal snowflakes and frosted berries. "It's beautiful," Kristoff admired the glittering tree. "But aren't we forgetting something?" "Really?" asked Anna. "I don't think so. I think it looks perfect." Meanwhile, Sven helped Olaf string garlands of woven pine branches sprinkled with icicles throughout the forest. Bruni, the fire spirit, wanted to help too. The forest glowed as the sun shone off the icicles. "It's so twinkly!" exclaimed Olaf. "Are you sure we're not forgetting something?" Kristoff asked as he helped set out winter treats. "If you're talking about Flemmy stew, then yes, I may have forgotten to pack those ingredients. On purpose," Anna teased. "That stew is delicious, and it's a time-honored tradition," Kristoff pointed out. "But that's not what I mean. I feel like there's something missing." "Maybe you're thinking of the Arendelle skating pond?" Elsa suggested. "It's not the holidays without ice skating." Elsa leapt onto the water knock and rode to the shoreline near the forest's edge. Using her ice magic, she created a spectacular skating rink. "I never knew I could do a triple loop until now," called Olaf. "No, it's not the decorations," Kristoff said. "It's something else, something important." "Just have fun," Anna insisted. "It's the Enchanted Forest's first time really ringing in the holidays after all." "Ringing in," Kristoff said thoughtfully. Gale whooshed through the air, stirring up some snow flurries and causing them to fall from the sky. "Everything is ready," Elsa announced. "Let the holiday season begin." Soon the forest echoed with the sound of laughter. The friends played and sang and enjoyed winter treats all afternoon. As the sun set, Bruni scampered up the enormous holiday tree to light the star at the top. "It's perfect," Anna whispered. "The holidays will be different now that I live in the forest and look after the spirits," Elsa said. "But I'm glad we were able to do this together. It's like having a little bit of home right here." "Then let's make it a new tradition," Anna said. "In that case," someone said, "how about an old tradition to help bring in the new one?" Anna and Elsa turned in surprise. There was Kristoff, with a Yule bell carved out of ice. "It's beautiful," Anna gasped. "I knew something was missing," Kristoff explained. "It's not the start of the holidays without a Yule bell. This might help Arendelle and the Enchanted Forest feel closer than ever." Carefully, the earth giants hung the bell up high. Gale swooped past, and it rang loud and clear. Its chime was carried by the wind far beyond the forest. "With Gale's help, we can hear both Yule bells every evening," said Elsa. "It will be like we're together all season long," said Anna, giving Kristoff a huge hug. "Thank you so much." The next morning, it was time for Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf to begin the long journey home. Elsa waved goodbye as the Sven holiday sleigh disappeared among the trees. It was true. The holiday season would be a little different this year. But thanks to the chimes of their Yule bells echoing across the distance each evening, it would be just as enchanting as ever. The end. Did you like that story? I love to see what Anna and Elsa are doing between Frozen movies. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Hello friends, Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Grumpy Cat's First Worst Christmas. It's almost time for Christmas, Grumpy Cat. 'Tis the season to be jolly. 'Tis the season to leave me alone. Look, Grumpy Cat, it's snowing. Let it snow, let it snow. Let it stop. But Grumpy, in the winter we can build a snow cat. If I have to, mine will have a frown.
Grumpy cat, grumpy cat, grumpy cat, let's go! Let's sled down this snow! I'd rather live in my wonderland of no! Oh, grumpy cat, how about we decorate the Christmas tree? I think that thing has termites. This is the most terrible time of year. It's time to wrap the presents, Grumpy Cat. Did you say it's time to rip the presents? Christmas carolers are here, Grumpy Cat. Jingle bells, fa la 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 la. How about Silent Night? All are gone. That feels more right. We can make cookies for Santa, Grumpy Cat, and leave a special note. Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is for it to be over. Let's make the fireplace roar, Grumpy Cat. It's cold outside. The answer is no. I sat by a fireplace once. It was awful. Isn't there anything you like about Christmas, Grumpy Cat? Well, there are more things around here to break. Uh-oh, Grumpy Cat. You might be on Santa's naughty list. Good. The end. Did you like that story? I don't know about you guys, but I love Grumpy Cat. I think he's so cute, even though he's so grumpy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Shimmer and Shine, Santa's Christmas Genies. It was the day before Christmas, and Leah had almost finished writing her letter to Santa when her neighbor Zach knocked at the door. He needed stamps for his own letter to Santa. All I want for Christmas is a canoe, he said. I'm asking Santa for snow on Christmas, Leah said, holding up her snowflake-shaped letter. Zach wanted to get home to make room for his canoe, so Leah offered to mail his letter to Santa for him. The mail truck arrived and Leah ran to meet it. But when she returned to her house, she saw Zach's letter on the ground. She dropped it. Now her friend wouldn't get his Christmas canoe. If only I had a way to get this to Santa before Christmas, she said. Then she realized she did. Her magical genies in training, Shimmer and Shine. She called for them, and they appeared in a poof of sparkles with their pets, Tala and Nahal. Shimmer and Shine didn't know what Christmas was, so Leah explained it to them. First, you write a letter to Santa about what you want for Christmas. Then Santa's elves make the presents in his workshop for Santa to deliver by Christmas morning. The genies were happy to help Leah. Boom! Zaramay! Shimmer chanted. First wish of the day. Shimmer and Shine, get this letter to Santa Divine. Suddenly, Leah and the genies, along with Tala and Nahal, were standing in the snowy North Pole. I just wanted to get the letter to Santa, Leah said. I didn't think we'd be giving it to him in person. Oh, Snowball, said Shimmer. My mistake, Leah. This mistake is great, exclaimed Leah, because now I get to meet Santa. Leah and her friends found Santa's workshop. The elves invited them in and gave them hot chocolate so they could warm up. I love hot chocolate, said Shimmer. There are even tiny marshmallows in it, shaped like tiny mugs of hot chocolate. This Santa fella really knows how to live, said Shine. Why, thank you, Shine, said a booming, jolly voice. It was Santa! How do you know my name? Asked Shine. I know every child in the world, even the genies in Zaramay Falls, replied Santa. But you need a genie bottle to get to Zaramay Falls, and I don't have one. If I did, I'd make you presents every day to make up for all the genie Christmases I've missed. Leah gave Zach's letter to Santa, but Santa already knew about the canoe. Zach's been sending me a letter every day since last Christmas, he said, chuckling. Santa gave Leah and the genies a tour of his workshop. They saw busy elves making toys and the reindeer who pulled his sleigh. At the end of the tour, Santa said, "I hope you enjoyed visiting my workshop." "We did," said Leah, shivering. "I wish you lived someplace warmer, though." "Boom, Zarame! Second wish of the day," Shine chanted. "Shimmer and shine, get Santa someplace warmer divine." Whoosh! Santa was whisked away to a tropical island. "I didn't mean to make that wish," cried Leah. "Not when Santa still has presents to deliver." "Oh, right," said Shine. "I forgot about that part. My mistake." When the elves heard that Santa was gone, they started to panic. "I wish these elves would calm down," said Leah. "Boom, Zarame, third wish of the day," Shimmer sang. "Shimmer and shine, elves calm down divine." With those words, the elves fell into a deep sleep. "That was my last wish!" exclaimed Leah. "We need those elves to be awake so they can finish the presents." "Oh, sleigh bells!" cried Shimmer. "My mistake, Leah. I thought that's what you wished for." "I did," replied Leah, "so it was my mistake. Maybe it'll be all right, as long as we finish these presents and find Santa." "You can fix any mess with the right tools," said Shimmer. "Maybe the right tools can also help us finish the presents," said Leah. The genies went to work using magic to finish up the last of the toys. The gifts were loaded into Santa's sleigh. It was time to make the deliveries, but the genies weren't sure where to go. "Maybe we should press this button with the picture of Santa on it," said Shine. "Don't press the button," warned Leah and Shimmer. But Shine couldn't help herself. "I'm pressing the button." Shine had pressed the Santa tracking button. The reindeer leapt into the air and flew Leah and her friends right to the beach where Santa was stranded. The sleigh crashed to a stop in the sand. Leah and her friends tried to get the sleigh out, but it was stuck. "If only we had something else that Santa could fly," said Leah. "How about a magic carpet?" suggested Shimmer. Together the sisters chanted, "Shimmer and shine, double genie magic divine." Poof! Santa was back in his red suit and perched on a magic carpet. "Ho, ho, ho!" he exclaimed. "It's time to save Christmas." Flying from house to house, Leah, Shimmer, and Shine helped Santa deliver presents all around the world. When all the gifts had been delivered, Santa took Leah home. "Santa, thank you so much for everything," said Leah. "You're welcome," he replied, "but I still have one more present in my bag." He pulled Leah's snowflake-shaped letter out of his bag and sent it into the sky. It vanished in a burst of sparkles, and snow started to fall. Soon the entire street was covered in a beautiful blanket of white. "It's snowing for Christmas morning," said Leah. It was just what she wanted. "We fixed our mistakes, and the day turned out great," Leah exclaimed as Santa and the genies flew away. At that very moment, Zach ran up carrying something really big. "I got my canoe," he announced. "And you got what you wanted too, Leah. Santa totally crushed it this year." Meanwhile, the genies and Santa returned to the tropical island and freed his sleigh. To thank them, Santa gave them a gift, a hot chocolate maker. And they had a gift for him too, a genie bottle. "Now you can bring Christmas to Zarame Falls," Shine said. "Of all the presents in the world, this one is my favorite," declared Santa. "Merry Christmas, Shimmer and Shine." Shimmer and Shine flew away on their magic carpet. As they sailed out of sight, they sang, "We saved the day with 3 merry wishes. Boom, Zarame, we'll see you next Christmas." The end. Did you like that story? Do any of you guys watch Shimmer and Shine on Nickelodeon? It used to be my niece's favorite show. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading The Grinch, Who Likes Christmas? The Who's down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. They made it bigger and better year after year. And this year, the mayor said Christmas would be 3 times bigger and better than ever before. The Grinch lived high above Whoville on rocky Mount Crumpet. Believe it or not, the Grinch did not like Christmas. He did not like it at all. In fact, the Grinch hated Christmas. The Whos annoyed him with all their joy and their noise. They celebrated Christmas the whole month long. At least the Grinch had one good friend, his dog Max. Max would do anything for him, even bring him breakfast in bed. "Come, Max," the Grinch said as he marched toward Whoville to get food for his cave. 3 times the Christmas is 3 times too much. Cindy Lou Who lived in Whoville, of course. She loved going on adventures with her friends. She loved hanging out with her family. But what she loved was Christmas. Cindy Lou was on her way to mail a very important letter to Santa. "Merry Christmas," said Cindy Lou as she bumped into the Grinch. "Bah, Christmas. Nothing merry about it," said the Grinch. Cindy Lou was surprised to meet someone who did not like Christmas. She just had to know more. She asked, "You don't like Christmas? But what about the stockings?" "Stockings?" growled the Grinch. "Who needs dirty, stinky socks?" "What about gingerbread decorated with gumdrops and icing?" asked Cindy Lou. "The crumbs get in my fur. It tastes like cardboard and it sticks to the roof of my mouth," replied the Grinch while having a bite. "Trees!" Cindy Lou shouted. "Everyone loves the trees." "Christmas trees make me sneeze! Achoo!" "What about wreaths and tinsel and colorful glass balls?" Cindy Lou asked. "Decorations?" groaned the Grinch. "They dangle from trees, clog up the streets, and if you're not careful, can take out your feet. Ah!" "But you gotta like the lights," said Cindy Lou. "They make Christmas festive and bright." "I don't like them," the Grinch growled. "I don't like them at all." "What about music?" Cindy Lou said, ringing a bell. "Music?" the Grinch cringed. "Not all that clinking, clanking, clink, clank, clunking noise." "Well, don't you like parties and people and fun?" "Parties? People? Fun?" the Grinch barked, blinking his eyes. "I don't, I won't, why I have never." "But everyone likes people, parties, and fun, even Max," said Cindy Lou. The Grinch picked up a candy cane and shouted, "Well, Max is absolutely positively..." "Right," said the Grinch, finally giving in to the spirit of the holiday. "Merry Christmas, Cindy Lou." "Merry Christmas, everyone." The end. Well, that was a surprise ending. Did you like that story? We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we're reading The Berenstein Bears Save Christmas by Stan and Jane Berenstein with Mike Berenstein. "'Twas the month before Christmas, and all round the mall the pre-Christmas traffic had slowed to a crawl. The stores were a-selling, the horns were a-blowing, the shoppers were busily to-ing and fro-ing. Even the family that lived down the sunny dirt road for directions just asked any chipmunk or toad, and were usually full of calm Christmas cheer. They too were going Christmas crazy this year. Mama Bear missed how it all used to be, when all Christmas needed was a small Christmas tree. Christmas time once was a time just for caring, a time for all families to be giving and sharing. But now it seemed Christmas no longer meant love. Now it seemed Christmas meant let's push and shove. Let's fight for that very last toy on the shelf. Let's look out for that fellow known as yourself. But a watcher was watching that bare country scene, keeping close track of Christmas on his scanner machine. And who was that watcher, did I hear you ask? Why, the person in charge of the whole Christmas task. It was Santa himself who was watching this mess. And what did he think? You can probably guess. What was happening to Christmas, grown swollen and huge, was turning old Santa right into a Scrooge. Santa, like Mama, longed for Christmas of old, when he flew through the night so bracingly cold, in his magical sleigh all laden with toys for all the good little cub girls and boys. But now things had changed, and not for the better. He used to enjoy reading each little cub's letter. Now Santa got email, which he read with alarm, all asking for toys, fully lacking in charm. This cub wants a video game, and I hate to say it, but the game is so complicated it's easier not to play it. And here is one that's even worse. Cubs simply do not need it. A virtual pet that up and bites if you fail to feed it? And worst of all, this cub wants this innovative cutie, a miniature canine named Little Doggy Duty, with an item purchased extra that's positively super, a high-tech battery-operated electronic pooper scooper. Santa Bear was angry, upset, and annoyed. If things don't change, he thundered, Christmas will be null and void. And depressed and discouraged, he jumped into his bed, turned out all the lights, and pulled the covers over his head. Meanwhile, look at what was happening on the Bear family street. Christmas had become a chance for all bears to compete. You have never seen such gaggles of winking, blinking lights, or such a loud and rude display of un-Christmassy sounds and sights. Great big plastic Santas that were roaring, ho ho ho! A whole entire house that was wrapped with a bow, gigantic candy canes reaching for the sky, speakers blaring Christmas hits at neighbors passing by, reindeers whose red noses would put Rudolph's nose to shame. The bears, one and all, had been caught up in the game. All of them were trying for the best Christmas display. All of them were trying to turn nighttime into day. The cubs were also caught up in this nasty Christmas rage. Their Christmas wish list grew to cover page after page. Mama Bear tried her best to pull Pa from the brink. She begged him please to take a moment just to stop and think. But Papa, like the cubs, were still carried quite away. There was no doubt the greedies would spoil Christmas Day. Now Mrs. Santa loved Christmas just as much as her mate. She especially liked the catalog that came from barrel and crate. But she too thought that Christmas had gotten out of hand, and that the Christmas greedies were spreading through the land. She was worried about Christmas, but worried more about her mate. Hot tea usually cheered him up, with fresh-baked cookies on a plate. But Santa Bear was gone. There was just a note on the bed. It was pinned to Santa's pillow, and this is what it said. Subject: Christmas is canceled. To my dear and loving wife, Christmas is my life. And what I have to say is that the true spirit of Christmas has somehow lost its way. I have gone to find it. I will search until I do. But better that there's none at all than what it's turned into. Your loving husband. Of course Santa's disappearance made the network news. Folks gathered round their TV screens in 4s and 3s and 2s. They called up all the talk shows and all said, what a shame! But not a single bear thought the bears were to blame. Mama Bear knew better. Of course Santa Bear has quit. And with all that's happened, you can't blame him a bit. We've blotted out the stars with 1,000,000 watts of light. We have lost the Christmas spirit and forgotten all that's right. The bears knew in their heart of hearts that Mama Bear was right, and that they had all contributed to Christmas's sad plight. The bear cubs got the message, and Papa Bear did too. But what was done, they thought, and what were they to do? Well, said Mama Bear, we could set a good example. I think a few lights around the door would be more than ample. So Papa and the cubs saw the error of their ways, and working very quickly they took down the huge displays. But Santa was still missing when all was said and done, and the chance of saving Christmas seemed clearly slim to none. But Santa had a plan, and he was really still about, and with the fate of Christmas still very much in doubt, he went among the bears very carefully disguised, and traveling without his sleigh he went unrecognized. So in his tweedy cap and suit he traveled far and wide, and looking for the Christmas spirit, he searched the countryside. He had to keep on searching. He could not give up hope. This place looks familiar. He had seen it in his scope. Santa looked up at the stars sparkling in the sky. No longer did the lights below outshine the lights on high. Well, that's a start, thought Santa with a hopeful smile. Maybe my long, lonely search will finally prove worthwhile. But Santa needed more than just soft lights around the door. He needed the true spirit of Christmas back in place once more. Santa still worried about Christmas and its fate, and then he checked his watch, which showed the time, the day, and date. And with alarm he cried out loud, "Good grief, it's Christmas Eve!" Was there still time enough for Christmas's reprieve? Santa knew full well that it was about to snow. He could always feel it coming in his left big toe. But suddenly it was snowing with all of nature's might. It whipped and whirled and swirled, it whited out the night. It crystallized the air, it filled the very skies. It was as if the air were filled with icy fireflies. Then at that very moment, through the whirling, swirling snow, far off in the distance he saw a gentle glow. Despite the cold and blowing snow, he could clearly see that the light he saw before him came from the bear's big tree. The very same bear family he had seen upon his scope. The very same bear family who had made him give up hope. Just then the door opened, and there was Papa Bear, coming out into the cold from his warm and cozy lair. Out he came so bravely through the deep and drifting snow, even though the wind chill was 86 below. Papa had a cup of birdseed and a tiny holly wreath, and he pressed forward further into the blizzard's icy teeth. Papa had come out to feed a tiny bird, no bigger than a mouse. A tiny hungry bird in a tiny cold birdhouse. Pa hung the wreath and placed the cup under the eaves, safe beneath the shelter of snow-laden leaves. Santa said to Papa, "What a nice thing to do." "Not at all," said Papa. "Little birdie's got to eat on Christmas too." "But if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you?" Yule's the name," said Santa. "Just a stranger passing through." "Well, whoever you are," said Papa, "'tain't fit out here for bear or beast. So come in and get warm. I can't offer you a feast, but Mama's Christmas cocoa is the best warmer-upper, and we would be so tickled if you would stay for supper." So Santa Bear and Papa Bear came in from the cold, and then Santa saw Christmas as it was in days of old. There was a fresh-cut tree, paper stars on the window panes, and all around the room were homemade paper chains. Santa's search had ended, and his spirit was more than buoyed. Santa Bear was more than pleased. He was overjoyed. The bears had refound Christmas in the goodness of their hearts, celebrating with their love and homemade crafts and arts. They had found the Christmas spirit, which though old is always new, and the cubs had just finished their latest letters to you-know-who. Would their guests like to read it? Why, don't mind if I do. Santa quick put on his specs and read the cub's brief note. As he read it, he got quite a lump inside his throat. The letter did not ask for every greedy Christmas whim. It left the matter of gifts for them completely up to him. It requested gifts for others, a toy mouse for Miss McGrizz's cat, a plant for Miss McGrizz herself, and for Male Bear Bill, a hat, something nice for Grizzly Gus, who had had a fall. As gifts for themselves, again, that was Santa's call. A great big smile spread slowly across old Santa's face. Yes, the true Christmas spirit was alive in this warm place. After supper, Pa looked out and said, "The snow has slowed," so they left the bear's house and went down a snowy road. It was a lovely cold night with the snow still gently falling, as the bear family and their guests went a Christmas calling. They exchanged small gifts among themselves and warm homemade dishes, and happy and heartwarming Merry Christmas wishes. There was soft Christmas starlight to guide them on their way, and they sang this song as they went jingling along in their horse-drawn sleigh. The soft lights of Christmas sparkle and glow,
They cast lovely light on the new fallen snow. They remind and oblige us to be of good cheer. They fill us with feelings for those we hold dear. As we pass through the night to visit family and friends, the lights beckon us on to where the road bends, to ever new vistas of grace and delight. They lighten our hearts as they pass in the night. The soft lights of Christmas send a message of love, paying homage on earth to the starlight above. "Thanks for the lift. Now I must leave," said old Santa Bear. "Here's where you can let me off. I'm staying over there." And with a wink and a twinkle he bid them all goodbye, and then he was off like magic through the Christmas Eve sky. "I have searched for Christmas," he cried, "and found the spirit true. Now if you'll excuse me, I have work to do." Merry Christmas. The end. Did you like that story? Be sure not to be a greedy Gus, so you can make Santa proud. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Llama Llama Holiday Drama by Anna Dewdney. Llama Llama Holidays, jingle music, lights ablaze. Sparkly candles, yummy bread, dress-up clothes in green and red. How long till that special date? Llama Llama has to wait. Llama Llama Holidays, ads and signs and store displays. Fluffy snow and funny elves, goodies piled high on the shelves. Just how many days to go? Llama Llama wants to know. Time to buy and search and shop. Mama carries, Llama drops. Buy a friend a rubber duck, pirate ship or tractor truck, wooden blocks or building set. What will Llama Llama get? Llama Llama Holidays, hustle bustle, cooking craze. Measure sugar, roll the dough. 10 more batches left to go. How many more days again? The special day is coming when? Take the cookies out to cool. Frost a great big batch for school. Add some sprinkles, almost done. Teacher gets the fancy one. No more cookies left to bake. Llama Llama tummy ache. School has dreidels, songs and bells. Big red ribbons, woodsy smells. Draw a snowman, make a star. Decorate a candle jar. Are there many days to go? Llama time is going slow. Mama needs a present too. Get some sparkles, sticks and glue. Roll it up and wrap it how? Llama wants to give it now. Llama Llama Holidays. Unpack stockings, unwrap trays. Shiny silver, fancy plates. Llama Llama waits, waits, waits. Cut out snowflakes, tape them up. Pour some eggnog in a cup. Oops, it's yucky on the floor. Llama Llama wants some more. Stringing lights is not much fun. How come Mama isn't done? Is the big day coming soon? Llama Llama starts to swoon. Is this waiting for one day? Time for presents right away. Too much music, too much fluff, too much making, too much stuff. Too much everything for Llama. Llama Llama holodrama. Come and listen, little llama. Have a cuddle with your mama. Sometimes we should take a rest and hold the ones we love the best. Wishing, waiting, wanting things, we forget what this time brings. Gifts are nice, but there's another. The true gift is we have each other. Llama Llama, warm and snug, gives a kiss and gets a hug. Snuggles close with Mama Llama. Happy holidays for Llama. The end. Did you like that story? Just imagine how excited he's going to be on Christmas morning. Thanks for watching.
See you next time. Bye. Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Merry Christmas, Peppa. It is Christmas Day. Peppa and her family are opening their presents. Peppa unwraps a toy car. George unwraps a toy airplane. Hooray! They cheer. Vroom! Daddy Pig reminds them to be careful when playing. But Peppa is too excited. She trips and bumps her arm. Ow! Peppa says. She's very hurt. Thankfully, Mummy Pig knows just who to call. Dr. Brown Bear. Dr. Brown Bear is sitting at his desk. A bumped arm, you say, and on Christmas Day? I'll be right there, Dr. Brown Bear says. Dr. Brown Bear arrives at Peppa's house. Can you wiggle your fingers? He asks Peppa. Peppa can. That's very good, Dr. Brown Bear says, but just to be safe, we'll take a trip to the hospital. At the hospital, Dr. Brown Bear takes Peppa to see Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit is the nurse. Peppa looks around. She sees lots of Christmas decorations. Ooh, Miss Rabbit, the hospital is all Christmassy, Peppa says. Yes, Miss Rabbit replies. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Miss Rabbit takes a picture of Peppa's arm with the X-ray. An X-ray shows her the bones inside Peppa's arm. The X-ray shows your arm will be fine, Miss Rabbit announces. And for being so brave, you get a sticker. Hooray! Peppa cheers. Peppa loves stickers. Peppa walks out of Miss Rabbit's office. She sees a bed with Pedro Pony in it. Pedro Pony has bumped his leg. He has a sticker too, but Pedro looks sad. I'm sad because Father Christmas hasn't come, says Pedro Pony. Peppa is alarmed. That means Pedro hasn't gotten a Christmas present. Then Peppa and Pedro hear a voice in the hallway. Ho, 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 the voice says. It's Father Christmas. I'm here with Pedro's Christmas present, Father Christmas says. Thank you, Father Christmas, Pedro says. I wonder what it is. He unwraps the present. It's a toy boat. Pedro loves his present. Sorry I'm a bit late. I got stuck in a chimney, Father Christmas laughs. Thank you, Miss Rabbit, for looking after everyone at Christmas time. Peppa loves Christmas, even if it's at the hospital. Merry Christmas! The end. Did you like that story? Have you ever had to go to the hospital for an emergency on a holiday? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Wonder Woman. Christmas Comes to Paradise Island. It was December 23rd, and Wonder Woman had just finished handing out Christmas presents at the animal shelter. She and the other volunteers had helped decorate it. Looking around, she wondered how she would be spending the holiday this year. I wish I could celebrate with my family, she said, sighing wistfully, but we don't have Christmas on Paradise Island. Then Wonder Woman had a wonderful idea. She could bring Christmas to her family. She had always loved the holidays' shiny decorations and delicious sweets. Why not bring that joy to Paradise Island? Wonder Woman rushed out to a store. She bought gifts, decorations, and food. Then she made a list of the best Christmas traditions she had experienced since leaving home. She was excited to share them with her family. On the morning of Christmas Eve, Wonder Woman flew to Paradise Island. She was greeted by all her loved ones and friends, who were thrilled by her surprise visit. "My sweet Diana," said Queen Hippolyta, greeting her daughter with a warm hug. "This is the perfect start to Christmas," Diana thought, "and it will only get better from here." After saying hello to everyone, Wonder Woman pulled out the list she had made. "I'm here because I want to celebrate Christmas with you all," she announced. "It's a holiday that is celebrated around the world, and I think it would be fun for us too." "Well," one Amazon asked, "how do we begin?" "Let's start with something fun, like playing in the snow," Diana suggested. "Children love to make snow people and have snowball fights around Christmas time." "But it never snows here," an Amazon reminded her. "That's true," Diana replied. It really had been too long since she'd been home. "I guess the gifts I brought you aren't very practical then," Diana said, pulling sleds out of her bag. "Wait," said another Amazon. "We don't need snow for these." The Amazons raced down a hill on their sleds, enjoying the thrill. Diana had an idea. "Let's eat," she exclaimed. "I brought a traditional Christmas dessert for you. It's called fruit cake." The Amazons dug in eagerly, but slowed down after tasting the so-called treat. "That's okay," Diana said. "Many others don't like fruitcake much either. I think that's part of the tradition." She decided to try something else. "There are Christmas carols that people sing all season long," she said. Diana tried to teach a group of Amazons one classic Christmas song, and a different group another song, so they could be carolers for each other. The Amazons learned quickly, and then launched into a caroling competition. "This is not in the spirit of the season," Diana said. She thought for a moment. "I know what we can do next," she said. "Let's decorate the island." She reached into her bag once more. "I brought material for making our own decorations." Wonder Woman taught the Amazons how to string popcorn and cranberries into decorative garlands, and how to make pine cones and seashells into ornaments. She explained how people also use twinkling lights and inflatable characters to decorate their homes and yards. But she hadn't brought any of those, since there was no electricity on Paradise Island. Although the Amazons were enjoying themselves, Diana felt disappointed. Maybe the Amazons of Paradise Island just weren't meant to celebrate Christmas the way she knew it. Then one of the Amazons picked up Diana's list and leafed through it. "What is this about a Christmas tree, Diana?" she asked. Aha, Diana thought. There were plenty of trees on Paradise Island, but none of Diana's ornaments would stay on their leaves. Then someone climbed a tree and placed a star at the top. Unfortunately, it was too high up for anyone to see. Diana hoped the most exciting part of her Christmas news would help the Amazons feel the joy of the holiday. She eagerly told them about Santa Claus. "He is a jolly man who travels the world," she said, "bringing people together and leaving presents for children to open on Christmas morning. That's what the decorations are for, so he knows where to leave presents." "Oh, Diana," Queen Hippolyta said, "you are so very much like this, Santa Claus. You brought us so much to share." Everyone cheered. "I'm glad you like the holiday," Diana said. "I realize some of these traditions must seem very strange to you." Queen Hippolyta sat by her daughter. "Diana," she said gently, "decorations and presents and trees are nice, but what we are really celebrating is being with the people we love, and that is what you brought us." Working together, the Amazons made adjustments to Diana's Christmas traditions. They made figures out of sand instead of snow, decorated trees with objects from the island, and made gifts for each other that they could use, all while singing their own Christmas songs. On Christmas morning, the Amazons exchanged new armor and enjoyed the festive scenery. Diana hugged her mother. Even though their Christmas celebration wasn't quite what she'd intended, she was thrilled that it was as spectacular as she had wanted it to be.
Diana loved being Wonder Woman, but she was enjoying being back with her fellow Amazons on Paradise Island. She knew it was important to spend time with her family and friends, and remember where she came from. And she knew she'd be back next year. The end. Did you like that story? That kind of gives you a different look into maybe our traditions might be a little weird to other people. Especially the fruitcake. I have never liked fruitcake. How about you? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here. And today we'll be reading Little Critters the Night Before Christmas by Mercer Meyer. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a critter was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Santa Claus soon would be there. We were nestled all snug in our beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in our heads. And Mom in her kerchief and Dad in his cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but an old-fashioned sleigh with 8 prancing reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his reindeer they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. So up to the housetop the reindeer flew, with a sleigh full of toys and Santa Claus too. And then in a twinkle I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney Santa Claus came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His comical mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The end. Did you like that story? I think I've seen this story being told in so many different ways by so many different characters. I like this one. I like Little Critter. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Bob the Builder, A Present for Bob. It was almost time for Christmas. Bob and Wendy were filling up Muck and Scoop's buckets with decorations for the Spring City Christmas display. "So this is all we need?" Bob asked. "Yes, everything else is on site," Wendy told him. Muck revved his engine with excitement. "Then let's go. I can't wait to start building." The team went to the site, but Lofty stayed behind. He wanted to add more twinkly lights and snowflake decorations to Bob's yard. When Lofty was done, he headed out to join the team. "Oh, I do love Christmas. There are decorations everywhere," he said. Then he passed by Bob's house and screeched to a halt. It didn't have any decorations, not even one. "Now I know what I can give to Bob for a Christmas present," he said. But first, there was a job to do. At Spring City Plaza, everyone got to work. Scoop and Muck unloaded decorations. Bob and Leo prepared the base for the Christmas tree in the center of the plaza. "Bob, is the base for the tree ready?" asked Wendy. "Yep," said Bob. "All we need now is the Christmas tree." That is when they heard a familiar sound. Beep, beep. It was Two-Ton. He was hauling a huge tree. "I've got rather a large one here," he said. Bob was ready to get the job done. "The mayor is switching on the tree lights tonight. So, can we build it?" he asked the team. "Yes, we can," they cheered. Lofty arrived and lifted the tree from Two-Ton's loader. He carefully lowered it onto the base. Next, Bob, Wendy, and Leo attached 3 support cables to stop the tree from tipping over. Finally, Bob and Leo laid out the ice tiles. The Spring City Rockets watched the action from behind the safety barriers. "Ooh, the floor looks like ice," Brandon said in awe. They saw Lofty drive by with a present dangling from his crane hook. "Is that for the display?" asked Safi. Lofty smiled. "It's for Bob," he said, "and I can't wait to give it to him." First, Lofty needed to help Wendy hang the tree lights. He put the present under the tree to keep it safe. When Scoop and Muck saw Lofty's presents, they didn't know it was for Bob. "Let's put the other display presents here too," Scoop suggested. "Okay, Scoop," Muck agreed. Meanwhile, high above the plaza, Bob and Leo were standing on a support platform. They were setting up snow machines on the side of a skyscraper. "You said to prepare the snow," Leo told Bob, "but I can't find any." Bob smiled. "We're going to make pretend snow using a special liquid in these machines," he explained. As soon as Lofty and Wendy finished hanging the tree lights, Bob and Leo began to test the lights and snow machines. Lofty gasped when the lights came on. "Bob is here and the lights are twinkling," he said. "This is the perfect time to give him his Christmas present." When Lofty looked under the tree, he saw lots of display presents, but none looked like his gift for Bob. Where could it be, Lofty wondered. He used his crane arm to move display presents out of the way. It bumped into one of the tree's support cables, but Lofty didn't notice. Snap! The cable broke in two, but Lofty wasn't paying attention. There! Lofty spotted Bob's present. He stretched his crane arm to try to reach it. Just a little bit farther. Snap! Another cable broke. Lofty tried to move his crane arm again, but it was caught in the tree. He was stuck. "Okay, don't panic," he said to himself. "Just back away slowly and gently." His wheels skidded on the ice tiles. "New plan! Give one big pull!" Lofty closed his eyes and yanked his crane arm free. Snap! The last support cable broke. This time, Lofty noticed. His eyes widened as he saw the tree start to sway. "Timber!" he yelled, warning the team in the Spring City Rockets to move a safe distance away. Everyone moved, but Lofty was frozen. "Bob, what do I do?" Lofty asked. Bob jumped on Lofty's footplate. "Move to your right, now!" Bob directed him. Lofty swerved out of harm's way just before the giant tree fell to the ground with a loud crash. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the display was ruined. "Oh dear, what a mess," Bob said. Then he turned to Lofty. "What happened?" Lofty saw Bob's present underneath the fallen tree and brought it over. "I was trying to give you this present, and I wasn't paying attention. Now I've ruined everything," Lofty said. "I'm sorry, Bob." Bob opened the box and pulled out a shiny gold star. My own Christmas decoration, like the ones in the yard. Thank you, Lofty. That gave Lofty an idea. We can fix the display by covering up the broken parts with snowflake decorations, and we can make them out of ice tiles that broke when the tree fell. Bob thought it was a great idea. Let's give Spring City a Christmas display to remember, he told the team. Everyone pitched in. Lofty lifted up the tree and lowered the trunk into the base. The team secured the tree with new support cables. Bob, Wendy, and Leo glued pieces of broken ice tiles together to make giant snowflakes. They drilled a hole in each one and threaded wire through to make hooks. When they hung the new snowflake decorations on the tree, it looked as good as new. Bob wanted to add one more thing. He asked Lofty to put the shiny gold star on top. The tree looked better than ever. Just in time for Mayor Madison to begin the tree lighting ceremony, Christmas music played as crowds gathered around. As your mayor, it gives me great pleasure to turn on Spring City's Christmas display. In 3, 2, 1, Mayor Madison said. She pressed a button on her remote. Merry Christmas, everyone! The tree lights twinkled brightly, and everyone cheered and clapped. Then the snow machines began to whir. Ooh! Brandon, JJ, Safi, and Mila gasped as snow fell around the plaza. It didn't seem like the Christmas display could get any better. Then the laser beams turned on. Colorful rays reflected on the ice tile snowflakes, creating patterns of light on the tree and around the plaza. Bob and the team watched proudly. Merry Christmas, team, Bob said. We did it! Merry Christmas, Bob, said Wendy, Leo, Muck, Scoop, and Lofty. It was the most beautiful Christmas display Spring City had ever seen. At the top of the tree, the gold star Lofty gave to Bob sparkled in the light. It was the perfect spot for the perfect Christmas present. Bob smiled. Merry Christmas, Lofty, he said. Lofty beamed. Merry Christmas, Bob. The end. That was the biggest Christmas tree I've ever seen. Did you enjoy that story? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Dear Santa, the letters of James B. Dobbins, compiled by Bill Harley, illustrated by R.W. Alley. Dear Santa, here's what I want for Christmas. 1. New hockey skates. The best ones, please. 2. Invader collecting cards. The entire set if possible. 1 to 5,000. 3. No clothes. 4. Aquarium like the one in the library, only with a piranha in it. 5. A canoe for our trip next summer. 6. Earplugs to block out my sister's talking, which she never stops. 7. Bicycle with the most gears. 8. One large tree fort in the oak tree. Sincerely, James B. Dobbins. Dear Santa, after I sent you my Christmas list, I thought of something else. I read about a kid who has a hockey rink in his backyard. I think we might have enough room for one. I just thought I would tell you. I have been very good this year, as you probably know. I even ate Aunt Marjorie's cranberry stuff at Thanksgiving and I didn't throw up, though I felt like it. And I have not done anything horrible to Jessica, even though she is the most annoying 4-year-old sister on the planet. If you need another elf, I could ship her up to the North Pole. Let me know. Sincerely, James Dobbins. Dear Santa, I am just checking to see how you are coming on my list. Sometimes it helps to be reminded of things, like how good I've been. Do you remember? And please remember that I do not want any clothes, unless you count a hockey helmet as clothes. If you do, then I'd like clothes, but only if it's a hockey helmet. Still sincerely, Jim Dobbins. Dear Santa, Maybe I should explain about that one accident during last spring vacation. I thought Dad would laugh when the ketchup came out. I tried to explain why it was funny, but he didn't get it. Sincerely, James Dobbins. P.S. I am still being nice to Jessica. You have no idea how hard that can be. Dear Santa, if you think the hockey rink is a good idea, you might include 12 hockey sticks so we can have 2 full teams. Don't worry, I already have a puck. More sincerely again, Jim Dobbins. Dear Santa, about school today. I really don't know why I put those crayons there. Maybe my brain melted, just like the crayons did. Mrs. Tompkins was a little mad, but the janitor fixed everything. He said not to worry, accidents can happen. Sincerely, Jim Dobbins. P.S. I'm still being nice to Jessica though. Don't forget that. Dear Santa, okay, here's the truth about what happened last summer. I was only trying to get the paint off my new shirt. I guess I shouldn't have been wearing it, but I thought that I could open the can of paint without spilling any. I didn't want to use hand soap to clean the paint off because my mom said you should never use that to wash clothes. I thought the bubble bath might work. When Dad called, I knew I had to see what he wanted. Otherwise, I wouldn't have forgotten and I would have turned the water off in the bathroom sink. I think if there wasn't a crack in the bathroom tile, it might not have dripped down into the kitchen cupboards. The crackers and the food were probably kind of old and stale anyway, and we would have had to throw them out sooner or later. The cupboards and walls look a lot better with the new paint. The new ceiling is really nice. Even Mom says so. I can't think of anything else I've done that you should know about. Still sincerely again, Jim Dobbins. Dear Santa, I know I said I didn't want any clothes, but if you have to bring some, I would like 7 right-hand gloves. I have all the left-hand ones under my bed. And I can't tell my mom I lost another or she will lose her mind. She says she's already lost it 6 times, but I think this time she really might. With great concern, Jimmy Dobbins. P.S. I am still being nice to Jessica almost all of the time. Dear Santa, I was only imitating the Statue of Liberty. Mrs. Tompkins told me she didn't care if I was George Washington. I still wasn't allowed to stand on top of my desk. With apologies, Jimmy Dobbins. Dear Santa, I am still looking for Harry. I have lost hamsters before and they have always come back. I hope I find him before Dad does. With great respect, Jimmy Dobbins. P.S. My mom asked what we should give Mrs. Tompkins. I heard her say she needed some aspirin. What do you think? Dear Santa, I only wanted to see how the computer worked, and the phone, and the garage door opener. Sorry again, Jimmy. P.S. I am making Mrs. Tompkins a pencil holder. She is always losing her pencils. Dear Santa, I am sorry I made Jessica cry. When she came in my room for the millionth time and kept talking about that toy beach house she wants, I yelled at her. I shouldn't have, but I did. When she cried, I apologized, but she told me I was a big dumbhead. I tried to explain, but she kept crying. It's hard to be good all the time. A big dumbhead, Jimmy. Dear Santa, Dear Santa, I know that... Dear... 4 days to go. Dear Santa, you have a great job. You should have seen Mrs. Tompkins' face when she opened the present. She got 3 other pencil holders, so maybe it was the note I wrote her that made her laugh. She also gave me a hug. It felt pretty good. Do you ever get to watch people open presents? If I were you, I would hang around a little longer. It's the best part. Jimmy. P.S. My dad looked at me like I was crazy when I mentioned I wanted a hockey rink. He asked me if I wanted a Zamboni too. Do you think he was joking? 3 days and counting. Dear Santa, if you are going to bring Mom those slippers with the green toes she really likes, you can cross that off your list. Dad had to lend me $5, but I got them. Maybe when you come, you could look for Harry too. I think he's in my parents' room. If I could, I would give Tommy Eldridge a dog. He misses Ralph, even though he smelled bad. Maybe you should get Tommy one that doesn't smell so bad. Your assistant, Jimmy Dobbins. 2 days left! Newsflash! Dear Santa, don't look for Harry. We found him. He had babies. He is a she. My dad is calling her Harriet. My mom is not happy, but I am. Eagerly awaiting your arrival, Jimmy. So precious. 5 hours before Christmas. Dear Santa, I hope you find this letter when you get here. Maybe you could fix the picture frame I made for my dad. It is still a little broken. It's under the big chair. I hope you give Jessica that beach house, although personally I would hate it. She is excited. She is very funny when she gets excited. She sounds like a chipmunk. It makes me laugh, so she does it more. I was thinking that new skates and one hockey stick are all I really want. Don't worry about the other stuff. I'm probably not sleeping if you want to say hi. I'm the second door down the hall. Don't wake Jessica. She's in the first room. I left orange ice pops in the freezer for the reindeer. I figured they would be sick of carrots. I left you something too, but it's not food. It's a hockey puck. Merry Christmas, Santa. Your old pal, Jimmy. The end. Did you like that story? He certainly wrote a lot of letters. I'm glad he got a better idea of what Christmas is really about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Pinkalicious, Merry Pinkmas. It was almost Christmas, and my family and I were all busy with our holiday planning. I was so excited. At dinner we talked about what we loved about this time of year. I love wrapping presents, said Daddy. I love getting presents, said Peter. I love making cookies, said Mommy. I love eating cookies, I said. Peter liked setting up our dad's old train set and pretending that it was going to the North Pole. I liked putting up our handmade Christmas decorations, and we all loved having hot cocoa. After Daddy hung the mistletoe, we took a walk around the block. Look how beautiful and unique everyone's holiday decorations are, Mommy said. Let's make this year's Christmas extra special, I said. Let's add glitter to this year's holiday cards, said Mommy. Let's make our own wrapping paper for this year's presents, said Daddy. Let's put up pink Christmas lights, said Peter. I have an idea, I said. Let's get a pink tree this year, I shouted. A pink tree, said Peter. There's no such thing. Of course there is, I said. We saw one at the department store, remember? They come in forest green, gold, white, and pink. I was smiling at the idea, but no one else was. Mommy looked alarmed. Daddy looked doubtful. Peter looked thoughtful. Why weren't they cheering? What could be prettier than a pink tree? Pinkalicious, we always get a real tree from a tree farm, said Mommy. That's our family tradition. Please, Mommy, I begged. Besides, there are lots of different kinds of traditions. Some people ride in sleighs. We don't. We sing carols in our car. I marched all the way home. And milk for Santa? We leave Santa a strawberry milkshake. That's a pinkatastic Pinkerton tradition. Said Mommy. I could see that she was thinking it over. Pinkalicious? Real trees smell so good, said Peter, sniffing the air at the thought. I look forward to coming home to the yummy smell of pine. A pink tree would be artificial. I don't want a fake tree. Wait right there. I have just the thing, I said, and ran off to rummage through the junk drawer. Ta-da! Feast your nose on this. You won't even want to leave the house. Said Peter. I could see that he was thinking it over. Pinkalicious, said Daddy. Where on earth would we keep the tree after Christmas? Our house is jam-packed full of sports equipment and art supplies. That's easy to solve, I said. We'll keep the tree in the backyard. The Blue Jays and Cardinals will be able to enjoy it all year long. Said Daddy. I could see that he was thinking it over. After a few days passed and we still didn't have a tree, I began to worry. Mommy, just think, if we get a pink tree, we'd be saving a real tree from being chopped down. Can we go today and buy a pink tree? Mommy made her snow angel wings extra big but didn't say a word. Daddy, Christmas is only 2 weeks away and we still don't have a tree. If we don't get the pink tree from the store, they might run out. Can we go right now? Daddy added more snow to our igloo but didn't say a word. What more could I do? I guess the only thing left was to cross my fingers and toes and hope for the best. It was almost Christmas. We mailed the glittery holiday cards, our stockings were hung, our Christmas lights twinkled, but we still didn't have a tree. Peter and I were working on a card for Santa when Mommy and Daddy walked through the door. I gasped, then I squealed, then I shouted, "Pink, pink, hooray!" We had a new tradition. Now that we had a pink tree, it was time to start decorating it. I placed each rose, fuchsia, and magenta colored ornament on the tree with care. It was hard for me to fall asleep on Christmas Eve. What would Santa think of our card? Would he like this year's strawberry raspberry milkshake? Would he be surprised to see a pink Christmas tree? What was Santa bringing me? Peter and I rushed downstairs. Our tree looked pink-sational. Santa left us a note, I said, waving it in the air. He said he's never seen anything like our tree and that it nearly blew his boots off. If he liked this idea, he was sure to like my idea for next year. A pinkerific pink Santa suit. This Christmas turned out to be truly pink-tastic. Even the birds liked our new family tradition. The end. Did you like that story? I think a pink tree is a really cute idea. How about you? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading The Berenstein Bears and the Christmas Angel by Mike Berenstein. It was the week before Christmas in Bear Country, and the winter was just settling in. There had already been some chilly weather. A few snow flurries had come and gone. One frosty morning, there had even been a light snowfall. Brother, sister, and Honey had rushed outside to quickly try building a snow bear, but the snow melted as soon as the sun rose. Now, the weather forecast finally said there would be several inches of snow overnight. The cubs were so excited they could hardly sleep. They lay awake imagining all the next day's snowy fun. In the morning, sure enough, there was a snowy blanket on the ground and more snow coming down. "Hooray!" cried the cubs. "It's snowing! It's snowing! It's snowing!" "Let's go out right away to build a snow bear," said Sister. "Yes," Brother and Honey agreed. "Just a minute," said Mama. "No one's going anywhere without some breakfast." The cubs gobbled up their breakfast while gazing out the window at all that beautiful snow. "Bye, Mama. Thanks," they said as they swallowed a last gulp of milk. Then the cubs bundled into their snow clothes and bounded out the door. At first, the cubs just stood there taking in the snowy scene. Bear Country was truly lovely, cloaked all in white. They tilted their heads back to feel the snow falling on their faces. They opened their mouths to catch the flakes on their tongues. Then, laughing, they plunged into the deep snow. "Let's build that snow bear," said Sister. "Right," said Brother and Honey. "What kind of snow bear should we build?" wondered Sister. "How about one with a corncob pipe, a button nose, and 2 eyes made out of coal?" asked Brother. "And an old silk hat with a broomstick in his hand?" added Sister. "That's so old school. Let's try something different." "How about a modern-looking one with both eyes on one side of his head?" asked Brother. "That's too different," said Sister. They all said, thinking it over. While Brother and Sister were thinking, Honey got a little bored. She flopped down on her back in the snow, waving her arms and legs, making snow angels. That gave Brother an idea. "I know. We'll build a snow angel," he said. "A Christmas snow angel." "Good idea," said Sister, getting excited. "We can give it wings, a halo, and a harp." So they set to work. They rolled 3 big snowballs together for the body and head. They molded arms and flowing robes. They found a bent branch shaped like a harp, and then used dried corn stalks for wings. Finally, the cubs bent an old coat hanger and covered it with shiny foil for the halo. As the cubs finished their snow angel, Mama called them in for hot chocolate. Sipping their drinks, they admired their work through the kitchen window. "That's a very fine snow angel," said Papa, joining them. "I think it must be Gabriel, the Christmas angel." "Gabriel," said Sister? "I didn't know angels have names." "This one does," said Mama. She pointed to an angel among the Christmas figures on the windowsill. "You see," Mama began, "some angels are the messengers of God. Sometimes they bring a special message to a special person. Gabriel brought the wonderful news to Mary that she would give birth to Jesus." "Or," Mama went on, "some angels bring news for everyone, like when angels appeared to shepherds in the field with the message that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. The shepherds were told they would find Mary and Joseph with Jesus, lying in a manger." "Those angels are pretty busy," said Brother. "And they weren't done yet," said Mama. "Angels can bring messages that warn of danger, too," continued Mama. "When the wise men journeyed from afar to worship Jesus and bring him precious gifts, an angel came to Joseph in a dream. He warned him of the evil King Herod, telling him to flee to Egypt with Mary and the child." "So angels look after us and protect us from danger?" asked Sister. "That's right," said Papa, "as the Bible says in Psalm 91, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." The cubs were very thoughtful as they went back outside to play. The snow had stopped falling and the sun was peeking out. A long golden shaft of sunlight broke from the clouds and shone down upon their little angel of snow. "Merry Christmas," said Sister, turning to Brother and Honey. "And Merry Christmas to you," said Brother to Sister and Honey. "Christmas!" cried Honey. "Yay!" Brother and Sister gave Honey a big hug, and then they all chased each other, laughing and shouting through the snow. The end. Did you like that story? I don't think I've ever made anything besides a snowman. Have you? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading A Christmas Too Big by Colleen Madden. The day after Thanksgiving, my family goes totally berserk with Christmas. My dad becomes a mini light string master, while my mom turns into an all Christmas, all the time music machine. Holiday cookies invade our kitchen. We watch every single Christmas special on every single Christmas channel. And every day, elves, elves, elves. My little brother hides them all around the house, then hides them again, and again, and again. The week before Christmas, we bring home our tree and decorate it. That's a really big tree. It's the biggest Christmas tree ever. How in peppermint cocoa are we going to hang ornaments on that thing? Gah! I'm going outside. It seems that everybody is having a Christmas too big, except maybe my neighbor, Mrs. Flores. I help with the cart, and Mrs. Flores thanks me in Spanish. Mrs. Flores asks if I like cocoa. Mrs. Flores has a nice house. I look around while she calls my mom to let her know I'm here. Mrs. Flores has a funny cat called Popcorn. Palomitas de mes in Spanish. PAL for short. Her Christmas tree is trimmed with tiny paper flowers, and that's it. No singing penguins or peppermint candy canes or a zillion lights. I ask about the picture by her tree. She tells me that they are in another country. I think they must miss her too. Then Mrs. Flores shows me how to make her beautiful flowers, one color after the other. While we work, she sings a song from when she was a girl. In winter, the flowers aren't blooming. They wait for the spring and the sun. They wish for warm butterfly kisses. Then they dance. Yes, yes, yes. La, la, la. Mrs. Flores and I dance and sing like butterfly snowflakes. We decorate the house with our flowers and light a special candle. Mrs. Flores received a Christmas gift from her family. We open it. She doesn't know how to use it, but I do. Oh, she got to FaceTime with her family. Oh, that's so sweet. It was time for me to head home. What a different kind of Christmas. Small and quiet, yet big all the same. Maybe I could find a way to have my own kind of Christmas in my own crazy Christmas house. Everybody loves our newest holiday tradition. Mom helps me light a candle. We finish decorating our tree. Merry Christmas! Feliz Navidad! The end. Did you like that story? I really like this book. It teaches you a lot of Spanish words and crafts. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Merry Christmas, Stregonona, story and pictures by Tommy DePaula. It was the first Sunday of Advent, and everyone in the little town in Calabria was busy getting ready for Christmas, including Stregonona, Grandma Witch. She was busy getting everything ready for the Christmas Eve feast that she prepared every year. Big Anthony, who worked for Stregonona, was being kept busy too. "Anthony," said Stregonona, "don't dawdle. There are only 4 weeks to Natal, Christmas, and there is so much to do. The whole house must be cleaned, and there is so much cooking and baking to do. After all, everybody in the town will be here." "Why can't Bambolona help?" whined Big Anthony. Bambolona was the baker's daughter, who had come to stay with Stregonona and learn her magic. "Bambolona has gone to help her father at the bakery," answered Stregonona. With Christmas coming, the poor baker was in such trouble with so many people asking for special cakes and cookies that he didn't even have time to sit in the square with his friends. Bambolona and Stregonona felt sorry for him, so Stregonona sent Bambolona home to help. "Why don't you help the baker out with your magic, Stregonona?" asked Big Anthony. "No, not at Christmas," said Stregonona. "Now, go shake out those feather beds." "Anthony," said Stregonona, Run down the hill to the town and get me a new broom, so we can sweep the house from top to bottom." "Oh, Stregonona," said Big Anthony, "can't we sweep the house with magic?" "Not at Christmas time," said Stregonona. So Big Anthony went down the hill to get a new broom. Stregonona worked hard cleaning the house from top to bottom as the days of Advent went by. Each week she lit one more candle on the Advent wreath. And each day she sent Big Anthony on an errand down to the town. New brooms, new candles, new curtains, new bed covers, new tablecloth. "Anthony," said Stregonona, "run down the hill and get me the bacala and dried codfish for the Christmas stew. And when you get back, put it in the tub with water to soak it." "Soak it?" asked Big Anthony. "Yes," answered Stregonona. "Every day until Christmas Eve you must change the water so the fish will be nice and soft, and not too salty for the Christmas stew." "Can't your magic do all that?" asked Big Anthony. No magic at Christmas time," said Stregonona. "Christmas has a magic of its own." So Big Anthony set off down the hill. "Hello, Big Anthony," said one of the townspeople. "How's Stregonona?" "Oh," said Big Anthony, "she's very busy getting the house ready for Christmas. Every day she sends me to town to get something. Every day she has me helping her clean windows, shake out the beds, paint the goat shed. She's getting ready to cook all kinds of things. I have to soak the codfish, the bacala, and change the water every day until Christmas Eve. And I'm tired." "Don't you know that Stregonona loves Natal, Christmas?" a man from town asked. "That's why she's so busy. Why, she doesn't even have time to cure headaches and make love potions and get rid of warts. Every year she cleans her house and prepares a big feast and invites everyone," said a woman. "She invites everyone?" asked Big Anthony. "Everyone," said the woman. "Why, it wouldn't seem Natal without the feast at Stregonona's house." "Hello, Big Anthony," said Bambolona, who was on her way to the bakery. "Are you in town to buy Stregonona a Christmas gift?" "Oh, Bambolona, I want to talk with you about that," said Big Anthony. One by one the days went by, and finally it was the day of Christmas Eve. La Vigilia di Natale. "Now, Anthony," said Stregonona, "here is a long list of things for you to get for me. Flour, eggs, butter, spices, peppers, olives, oil, and sugar. Hurry down the hill and hurry right home again, for I have all kinds of things to cook and bake." "Oh, Stregonona," Big Anthony complained, "can't you use—" "No magic at Christmas time," said Stregonona. "Now go! I have to decorate the house with lemon blossoms and periwinkles." Stregonona waited and waited and waited. No Big Anthony. Finally the sun began to set, and Big Anthony came whistling up the hill with empty hands. "Anthony," said Stregonona, standing in the doorway of her little house, "where have you been?" "Oh, Stregonona, there was a Christmas puppet show in the town square. It came all the way from Venice up north." "And where are all the things on my list?" "Oh," said Big Anthony, "I forgot." "Anthony, what am I going to do? It's Christmas Eve. There will be no cookies, no scentsy, fried pastry, no roasted peppers. Oh well, go get me the bacala so I can at least make the fish stew." Big Anthony came back holding the codfish. It was as stiff as a board. "I forgot this too," said Big Anthony. "I forgot to soak it in the water." "Oh, Big Anthony, won't you ever learn?" cried Stregonona. "Now it's too late to prepare anything to eat for the feast." "There's always your magic pasta pot," said Big Anthony timidly. "No, I've told you before, no magic at Christmas," said Stregonona. "There will be no Christmas feast at Stregonona's this year." Stregonona sent Big Anthony to tell everyone not to come to her house for the feast. She looked at the lemon blossoms and periwinkles decorating the house. Outside she heard the Zampagnari, the shepherds from Abruzzi, who came all the way down to Calabria to sing Christmas songs. The bells rang. It was time for midnight mass. Sadly, Stregonona went down the hill to the church. A fine Christmas this would be, with no company, no feast. The townspeople whispered as she went into the church. "No feast," said one. "Poor us," said another. "Poor Stregonona." When the Mass was ended, Stregonona went up to the big manger scene in the church. There beside the Virgin and Saint Joseph lay the Holy Child. "Ah, Bambino," said Stregonona, "the night you were born it was not like this manger scene with all these people. You were all alone with your mamma and Saint Joseph. All alone, just like Stregonona is tonight. Ah, anyway, happy birthday, Bambino, and Buon Natale." And Stregonona slowly left the dark church and climbed the hill to her little house. She opened the door, and the room burst into light. "Buon Natale! Merry Christmas, Stregonona!" everyone cried. "This year we're giving you a feast." "Look," said Bambolona, "codfish stew, roasted peppers, cookies, and fried pastry." "Oh, Bambolona," said Stregonona, "did you do all this for Stregonona?" "No, Stregonona," said Bambolona. "Big Anthony planned the whole surprise." "Bravo, Big Anthony!" everyone shouted. "Merry Christmas, Stregonona," said Big Anthony. "Oh, Anthony," said Stregonona, "you have learned, and with no magic." "It's just like you said, Stregonona," Big Anthony smiled. "Christmas has a magic of its own." The end. Did you like that story? I think that was a really sweet surprise. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading How the Crayons Saved Christmas, written by Monica Sweeney, illustrated by Wendy Leach. On a cold winter night in a cozy little cabin in the North Pole, Santa Claus was reading his letters. The lists of gifts were longer than his fluffy white beard. They were fancier than his magical sleigh. He decorated his tree, but it was too crooked. He asked the elves to help him bake Christmas cookies, but they were too busy. He tried to help them in the workshop, but nothing came out right. So he went to see his reindeer, ho ho ho, to get them ready for their Christmas ride. "Merry Christmas," he boomed, but the words fell flat. "Oh, Dasher," he shouted, but his heart wasn't into it. "Happy New Year," he rumbled, but the reindeer didn't even look up. No matter how he tried, Santa just couldn't find his Christmas spirit. His fuzzy scarlet suit and his shining gold buckles faded to coal dust gray. The twinkling lights on the workshops lost their sparkle. The bold green trees, the colorful decorations, and the neatly wrapped presents faded bit by bit, until Christmas colors were no more. "That's it," Santa said with sadness. "Christmas is canceled." He sighed a deep sigh, ho-ho hummed, and sank into his chair. But tucked far behind the tree was a little box of crayons that Mrs. Claus had picked out just for him, and the crayons still have their colors. Like little dancing sugar plums, out jumped 7 special crayons. "Where is the blue sky? Bah humbug! Does my nose look red to you? Ah, where's my wrapping? Is that Santa Claus? Christmas tree!" Santa peeked under the Christmas tree to find the crayons. "Hello, crayons. My Christmas spirit seems to have gone away. Can you help?" "Pick us, pick us. It can't be too far. We'll help you find it. Oh no!" Santa sat back by the fire, but it didn't feel very warm and didn't feel very merry. Who's Santa without cheer? What's Christmas without color and fun? Santa always gives everyone gifts on Christmas. Maybe he needs a gift of his very own. So the crayons made Christmas cards for Santa, some with red and green trees, others with colorful presents. They drew and they drew. The crayons scribbled their hearts out. After each card was done, they floated down, flutter, 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 around Santa like snowflakes landing at his feet. The cards piled higher and higher, but only Santa's boots and red fuzzy pants regained their color. "We have to do more," Red and Green cheered. So the brightest crayon, Yellow, sang a Christmas song for the others to join in. The crayons twirled with delight. They knew just what to do. The little crayons hopped from rooftop to rooftop. On the clean white snow, they drew special notes for Santa to see. Little by little, the North Pole filled in with colors of every kind. Santa peered out the window, his eyes wide with joy. "Merry Christmas, Santa!" "'Tis the season. Hop in! Come join us! Let's go for a sleigh ride!" Santa and the crayons hopped on the sleigh and soared into the sky. High above the North Pole, Santa saw a world of color made from Christmas spirit. "Look at everyone celebrating together," Santa said. "How magical!" His cheeks turned bright pink, his soft suit scarlet again. His golden buckles twinkled like the lights around town. It's just the right time of year to be filled with Christmas cheer. Santa and the crayons soared through the sky, and ever so slowly the world returned to bright sparkling color on a happy Christmas night. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! The end. Did you like that story? Do you still color? I'm a grown-up and I still like to color. There's no better gift than a box of crayons. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, everyone. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Peppa's Christmas Wish. It is Christmas Eve, and Peppa, George, and their friends are aboard the Christmas elf train. Toot toot! They are on their way to Santa's workshop. Everyone is very excited. Ho ho ho, chuckles Santa Claus. I hope you've all been good. He makes a list of what everyone would like for Christmas. George would like a racing car. Peppa would like a doll. Peppa and her family are spending Christmas with Granny and Grandpa Pig. You can stir the Christmas pudding, Granny Pig says, and don't forget to make a wish. Soon it was bedtime. I hope Santa knows where Granny and Grandpa Pig live, Peppa whispers before she falls asleep. On Christmas Day, Peppa and her family eat the Christmas pudding. This is delicious, snorts Mummy Pig. I wonder what you wished for when you were making it, Peppa. It is time to open presents. George got a racing car. Vroom, vroom! But there was nothing under the tree for Peppa. Santa has forgotten me, Peppa says sadly. Santa is on the way home in his sleigh. Suddenly, he spots something at the bottom of his sack. Oh ho ho! Santa gasps. There is one last present to deliver. Santa tumbles down the chimney at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Here's your present, Peppa, he chuckles. My Christmas pudding wish came true, Peppa cries. I wish that Santa would visit us on Christmas Day, and he has! Hooray for Santa! Snowy fun. Peppa and George are excited today because it's snowing. Can we go outside? Asks Peppa. Yes, replies Mummy Pig, but you must bundle up first. The two little piggies put on their warm woolly clothes and run out into the snow. Come on, George, calls Peppa. Let's make footprints. Splat! Peppa runs so fast she falls over and lands head first in the snow. Hee hee hee, laughs George. It's not funny, Peppa says. George, cries Peppa, let's make snowballs. Peppa picks up some snow, tosses it at George, and laughs. George giggles too. He wants to make a snowball just like Peppa. After they're done playing, Peppa has an idea. Let's build a snowman, she says. Peppa and George roll up large balls of snow. Then they find sticks for the snowman's arms and stones for his eyes and mouth. Next, Peppa makes the snowman's nose with a big orange carrot. He needs clothes to keep him warm, says Peppa. George runs inside to find some woolly clothes. The snowman is very happy. Mummy and Daddy Pig come outside. Mummy is wearing her warm woolly clothes, but Daddy looks cold and grumpy. I don't know where my winter clothes are, says Daddy. I think I know, Mummy Pig smiles. Daddy Pig's hat, scarf, and gloves are all on the snowman, of course. Peppa, George, Mummy, and Daddy Pig laugh so much they fall over in the snow. What a fun winter day it has been. The end. Did you like those stories? I didn't realize it was a double story. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Eloise at Christmas Time by Kay Thompson. Drawings by Hilary Knight. Once there was this little child. You know her, I believe. Here's who she is. Me, Eloise. And it is Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve with a blizzard outside and 4 below zero or more. But inside the plaza we're cozy and warm in our rooms on the tippy-top floor. We're Skipper D, who is my turtle, and Winnie, who is my dog, Nanny, my mostly companion, and me, and the blazing Yuletide log. Then it's dash away jingle to hear Nanny say, "Do mind the tree, my dear. I'd raw that you didn't come into this closet. I'm hiding the presents in here." You can hear Nanny say, "Oh, Trinkles, my dear. Oh, drinkles and sklinkles of fun. It's Christmas, Christmas, Christmas Eve. Oh my, there's a lot to be done." So I put on my Christmas jingle bells and jingle around or so into this Christmas closet for my halo of mistletoe. While Nanny is filling the stockings, I shout out loud and clear, I must go down to the lobby to spread some Christmas cheer. And Nanny says, of course, of course, of course, you must, my dear. All of the cars are full to the brim because of the holiday. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. And you should see the lobby, you absolutely can't get near it. There are all these people roaming around, filled with Christmas spirit. Then it's zippity jingle and dash away ping. Hang holly and berries in all the halls. Tie tassels on all the thermostats and write Merry Christmas on all of the walls. Oh, zippity jingle and dash away tingle to shout out loud and clear. Oh, come all ye faithful. It's me, Eloise, Nanny dear. You can hear Nanny say, put the peppermint sticks over there, with the cookies and fruities, and do, oh do, get on with all of your Christmas duties. Now who in the whole wide world could be sending American beauties? Oh, candy the apples, oh, shell the nuts, oh, crackle-dee crack, yum yum. Trink, trinkle around the taffy box, oh, yum, gulp, gulp, and yum. Weenie usually helps me, but this year he will not budge, unless he has 2 of peppermint puffs and 1.5 of fudge. I usually have 2 of peppermint puffs and 3 or 4 of fudge. Skipperty dislikes peppermint puffs and won't even smell the fudge. I have to do quite a bit of trimming, for it's Christmas Eve tonight. Trim trinkles and drinkles and sklinkles of glass, trim everything in sight. We hang everything on our Christmas tree, ornaments big and bright. and all of these sparkling icicles and twirling balls of white. Here's how many lights we have, 37 and 16. I am giving the bellboys earmuffs, the waiters baseball socks. Thomas is getting a vest with a bib, room service, and music box. And for my friend Vincent the barber, this rather unusual brush with rather unusual bristles that got caught in the Christmas rush. But wrap it, oh holly, oh Christmas, and tinsel and ribbon and paste. Then stick with a sticker, a seal, and a card to the barber shop post haste. I'm giving Mr. Harrison Catering a pair of woolen gloves and a piece of fruitcake from Japan, which he absolutely loves. For the 59th Street doorman, a bottle of Guinness Stout to help keep him warm on the inside when there's a blizzard on the out. And for that darling carriage horse who stands across the street, a blanket with his initials on it and a Christmas boiled sweet. I sent a folding Christmas card to the ducks in Central Park. Skipperty thought he had captured a bug, but it was only a Yuletide spark. The special delivery postman arrived at absolutely 10:30. It was a zippy bag for my mother's lawyer, so I wrapped it back up again. I got a present for Nanny, but don't tell her. It's a little silver thimble full of frankincense and myrrh. For Weenie, a roast beef bone deluxe. For Skipperty, raisin milk. I've given the valet a beehive, of course, made of safety pins and silk. And when my gifts are delivered and wrapped and put under the tree, I have to trim this children's one for Weenie and Skipperty. If anyone remembers, the porter needs suspenders. Give a Christmas stocking at Christmas time, and here's the thing of it. It doesn't matter if it has a hole or not. Put a poinsettia in it, or a nut if that doesn't fit. But you absolutely have to put a present inside of it. Then I must lie down and smell the pine, and gaze at the Christmas star, perchance to fill in these piney pine needles just where my presents are. For when you are a child of 6, it's difficult to know if you deserve a present or not at Christmas time or so. So if no one remembers me and no presents can I find, I'll know I don't deserve them. It doesn't matter. I don't mind. Put a candle in the window, this glistening Christmas light, for a lonely stranger passing by to come in and out of the night. My favorite carol is Trinkles and Drinkles, and Nanny's absolute choice is We Three Kings of Orient Are. She has a rather unusual voice. Whenever we sing of Still the Night, ere lo, comes over Emily and Winnie and Skipperty shout, Encore, encore, encore. I'm rather fond of caroling, fa-la on every floor, fa-la-la-la to catering, fa-la from door to door. We sang Noel for 5:06, Silent Night for 5:07. We didn't sing for 5:09 at the request of 5:11. But ho 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 on jiggledy-ping, we were not dismayed. We skibbled into the exit sign and sang for Lily, the night maid. Skipperty lost a tooth, singing Good King Wenceslas, but we found it behind this azalea plant hiding under this moss. My mother called long distance from the Mediterranean. I believe we talked for an hour and charged it like we did last Christmas Eve. She was sunburned on her legs and sent me this absolutely sweet cartwheel hat with these ear puffs on it. Emily wasn't feeling well. It's rather sad to mention. Nanny said, "Oh, poo, it's Christmas indigestion." But she looked like she had a fever or so, especially around the face. So I put this Christmas basket out on the flagpole for her just in case. Then Nanny stretched and yawned out loud and cheerily inquired, "What are we doing up, when we're so tired? Let's jingle to bed. Now there's a girl. Let's have no tears of sorrow. Let's close our eyes and sleep, so we can carry on tomorrow." Then some of us sort of closed some of our eyes to have this Christmas dream of some steaming hot plum pudding with extra cream. of reindeers with sunglasses on, ice skating on the stars, with mittens on their antlers and mufflers made in Mars. And Santa chuckled and said, "Dash on to the plaza, my lovely boys. We'll have Christmas punch with Nanny and give Eloise her toys." And when we awakened, he'd come and gone, and in all of this midnight and dark, we could see these reindeers zimbering through the trees in Central Park. We could even see this tail light on Santa Claus's sleigh, and Emily had a baby pigeon on absolutely Christmas Day. "Bless you, dear Emily," Nanny then said. "Now what time can it possibly be?" we said. "It's absolutely Christmas and time to sprinkle off to the tree." "Of course," she yawned, of course, sing trinkles and follow me." Then oh, absolutely oh, trinkles and sprinkles of glee. Oh look, oh will you look at the presents under the tree. And in all of this everly Christmas excitement, we could hardly wait to see what Nanny gave Winnie, what Winnie gave Emily, what Nanny gave Emily, what Winnie gave Nanny, what Emily gave Nanny, Winnie and Emily and Nanny, what Skipperty gave, what Nanny and Emily and Winnie gave Skipperty, and of course what they all gave me. And everyone shouted and yelled, oh, and unwrapped this Christmas surprise, and some of us couldn't believe what we saw with some of our Christmas eyes. Winnie was digging as he usually does around this Christmas tree, and under this light to the left of this bow he found this present for me. And this dear little angel with snow on her head said, "What can this possibly be?" Then Nanny said, "Little Miss Christmas, Miss Christmas, Miss Christmas, that one is for me." "Oh, Nanny, how darling, what is it?" I said. She said, "Open it up and see." And there it was, and it sparkled at me, a diamond necklace of trinkles and glue. "Oh, Trinkles," I said, "Nanny, dear, I love you, I absolutely do." Then it's up and it's to the telephone go. "Hello there, room service dear. Send Christmas breakfast on Christmas trays to these 4 Christmas children up here. And if you'd like to nibble on something like some Christmas cinnamon trees, simply tell the chef to bake some at once and charge it to me, Eloise. It's absolutely Christmas, so come to the top floor, please. Come all of my friends, wherever you are, for a trinkle with me, Eloise." Jingle, jingle, jingle here, jingle there, jingle Christmas everywhere. Ooh, I absolutely love Christmas. The end. Well, that was a very hyperactive story if I've ever read one. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Madeline's Christmas by Ludwig Bemelmans. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines in rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. She was not afraid of mice. She loved winter, snow, and ice. And to the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh-pooh." It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even the mouse. For like everyone else in that house, which was old, the poor mouse was in bed with a miserable cold. And only our brave little Madeline was up and about, and feeling just fine. Suddenly came a knock which made her pause. Could it perhaps be Santa Claus? But no, a rug merchant was at the door. He had 12 rugs. He had no more. "Why, these," said Madeline, "would be so neat for our ice-cold in the morning feet." "It seems to me," said Miss Clavel, "that you have chosen very well." Madeline gave him a handful of francs. "Here they are, with all our thanks." Without the rugs which he had sold, the rug merchant got awfully cold. "To sell my rugs," he cried, "was silly. Without them I am very chilly." He wants to get them back, but will he? He made it back to Madeline's door. He couldn't take one footstep more. And little Madeline set about to find a way to thaw him out. The merchant, who was tall and thin, and also a magician, bravely took his medicine. The magician, as he took his pill, said, "Ask me, Madeline, what you will." Said she, "I cooked a dinner nutritious. Will you please help me with these dishes? If you'll clear up, I'll go and see if I can find a Christmas tree." His magic ring he gave a glance, and went into a special trance. The dirty dishes washed themselves, and jumped right back upon the shelves. And then he mumbled words profound, "Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra," that made the carpets leave the ground, and 12 little girls were on their way to surprise their parents on Christmas Day. Miss Clavel, again quite well, thought it time to ring her bell, which quickly broke the magic spell. And now we're back, all 12 right here, to wish our friends a Happy New Year. The end. So do you think that stranger was Santa? Or a genie, maybe? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Miss Christina here. And today we'll be reading Sophia the First, Sophia's First Christmas. It's a beautiful winter's day as Princess Sophia's coach lands beside Princess Vivian's snow-covered castle. "I'm so glad you're going to spend Christmas Eve with us," Vivian says. "Me too," Sophia replies. "In Enchantia, our winter holiday is called Wassalia, so I've never celebrated Christmas before." Vivian leads Sophia into the castle, where her parents, King Marcus and Queen Cicely, are decorating a great big Christmas tree. "Come help us trim the tree, girls," Queen Cicely says. Once the tree is trimmed, Vivian leads Sophia to where the Christmas stockings are hung. There's even a stocking with Sophia's name on it that has a little gift inside from Vivian. Sophia takes a small present from her pocket. "My mom told me Christmas and Wassalia have one thing in common, that we give presents to the people we love. So I made this just for you." Vivian leads Sophia to the gift wrapping room. "Will you help me wrap the presents I got for my family and friends?" asks Vivian. Scissors snip, wrapping paper crinkles, and ribbons fly through the air as the two girls wrap all the presents. "I'm having so much fun, and it's not even Christmas yet. What's next?" asks Sophia. "Let's build a snowman," Vivian says. The girls find a hat, a scarf, and a few buttons. "Just be home in time for Christmas Eve dinner," Vivian's mother calls. Sophia and Vivian are putting the finishing touches on their snowman, when suddenly his hat moves. "Maybe it was the wind," Vivian suggests. But then the hat moves again. Sophia lifts the hat to find her old friends, Benji and Button, two tiny elf-like creatures called wee sprites. "It's so good to see you, Benji and Button," Sophia says. "Where's Brody?" The two wee sprites suddenly look sad. "We haven't seen him for a while, and we're a little worried," Benji tells them. "We always spend Christmas Eve together, all three of us," Button adds. "We'll help you find your friend," Sophia and Vivian both say. Where was the last place you saw Brody? Sophia asks. We were swinging from these candy canes, Button answers. Then I jumped off and Button jumped off. But Brody was just gone, says Benji. Sophia and Vivian search around the gazebo but have no luck. The friends hear some pretty music. It sounds like it's coming from my enchanted garden, Vivian says. Button gets excited. Brody loves playing instruments. Maybe he's the one making that music. Sophia and Vivian rush into the enchanted garden and find Herb, the hedgehog who lives there. Herb is conducting the garden's magical plants to play pretty holiday music. While Vivian and the Sprite split up to look for Brody, Sophia talks to Herb. Welcome to my Christmas concert, Herb tells Sophia. She can understand him because her amulet lets her talk to animals. Have you seen our friend Brody? She asks. Little guy, loves to dance and shout hunga bunga? Asks Herb. Yes, Sophia tells him. He was here earlier, Herb says, but I'm not sure where he went. Sophia points excitedly to the ground. Look, tiny footprints. Let's follow them. Maybe they'll lead us to Brody, Vivian says. Sophia thanks Herb for the concert, and they all hurry out of the garden, following the tiny footprints. The footprints lead to a clearing full of reindeer, and not just any reindeer. These reindeer can fly. Benji sighs. They look awfully happy together, he says. Everyone is with the people they love, Button says, and we should be with Brody. Sophia sighs. We're right back to where we started, and still no sign of Brody, Benji says glumly. And this will be the first Christmas Eve we've ever spent without him, Button says. Then Sophia hears someone calling out, Whee! Vivian and the Sprites follow Sophia to the hills behind Vivian's castle, where they see Brody riding toward them on a sleigh. Hunga bunga! Brody calls, then stops right in front of them. Brody, we've been looking for you all day, Benji says. We were so worried, Button adds. Gee, I'm sorry, Brody tells them. I wanted your Christmas present to be a surprise. He shows them the tiny, beautiful sleigh. You made this? Benji asks. For us? Button adds. Uh-huh. I used wood I found in the forest near some flying reindeer and decorated it with flowers from the garden. Merry Christmas, Brody says with a proud smile. Thank you, Button says. We love it. But more than that, we're so glad we're all together again, Benji says. Sophia, we should head back to the castle. Christmas Eve dinner is starting soon, says Vivian. Do you have time for a sleigh ride? Asks Benji. A quick one, Vivian says. I'll get my toboggan from the castle. Sophia asks Brody, how did you learn to make a sleigh anyway? Some jolly guy in a red suit taught me, Brody replies. Later that night, the two girls open the gifts they made for each other. I love this necklace. Thank you, Sophia, Vivian says. And thank you for the notebook, Vivian, Sophia exclaims. I can write all about the wonderful Christmas I spent with you and your family. Just then, the wee Sprites whiz past the castle door. Whee! Brody shouts out. Hunga bunga to all, and to all a good night. The end. Did you like that story? I love to see what Princess Sophia is up to lately. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Good morning, friends. Merry Christmas Eve. Miss Christina here, and today we'll be reading Disney the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, The Dance of the Realms. The world is made of stories. Some of them are happy, some of them are sad, and all of them beautiful in their own ways. Watch and listen, dear ones, and I'll tell you a story in words and in dance. Not so very long ago, in a land not terribly far from here, A young girl named Clara received a gift. It was an intricate egg-shaped box, left for her by her mother, whom she missed terribly. It was beautiful, but there was no key to open it. Fortunately, that night was Christmas Eve, a night that opens many doors and reveals many secrets, and Clara's godfather, Drosselmeyer, was having a splendid party, as he did every year. His sprawling home was itself quite full of secrets and doors, the kind of house where lost keys might be found. Clara asked her beloved godfather where she might look, and he showed her a path to follow. All she had to do was trust where her heart was leading. Clara's quest carried her through a secret door and into another world entirely, a world of magic and surprise, a world of 4 realms. But when she entered this magical world, she found herself in a place that was battered, broken, and full of untold dangers. No sooner had Clara found her key than she'd lost it again, and nearly lost her life with it. In the nick of time, Clara escaped and fled to a stunning palace with the help of a kind soldier. There, the beautiful Sugar Plum took Clara under her wing. Clara considered herself an inventor, but she discovered something new about herself that day. She was also the princess of the 4 realms. The folk of the 4 realms were so thrilled to meet Clara that they hosted a pageant in her honor. "The pageant tells the story," Sugar Plum whispered, "of how your mother created our world." And so Clara, breathless with the beauty of it, watched a story unfold and dance, a story she had never heard before, a story about another inventor, a lonely inventor. This lonely inventor created a grand engine to bring into being realms of snowflakes, flowers, sweets, and laughter. And then, lacking companions, she took her beloved toys and tinkered with them until they came to life. But one toy was very wicked, Mother Ginger. She wanted power over the realms and would not live in peace with the others. Soon all the toys were at war. A terrible battle raged, smoke and dust and fury, and all 4 realms were thrown into chaos. As the battle unfolded on stage, Clara spotted one of Mother Ginger's villainous mice clutching a prop key, and it looked very familiar. So that's where my key's gone, Clara thought. Mother Ginger must have it. Beside her, Sugar Plum curled her dainty hand into a fist. When the dust cleared at last, 3 realms had triumphed over the terrible Mother Ginger. And yet, although the battle had been won, Mother Ginger still ruled the 4th realm, and war was far from over. "I hope you will be the one to finish it," Sugar Plum whispered, leaning closer to Clara as the pageant ended. Her eyes were very bright. Mother Ginger had Clara's key. Mother Ginger was a threat to the 4 realms. Clara knew her duty as her mother's daughter. Mother Ginger would have to be defeated. But Clara's battle with Mother Ginger did not unfold as prettily as the story in the pageant had. Something was strange. Something was wrong. Someone was lying. Clara felt it in her heart, and she was learning that her heart was not something she should ignore. Clara got the key from Mother Ginger and made her way back to the palace. She soon found herself in pitched battle with none other than Sugar Plum. And here is something to remember about stories, dear ones. They are all beautiful in their ways, but they are not always entirely true. All along, the enemy of the realms had been the beautiful and treacherous Sugar Plum. The war had been her doing, and hers alone, a selfish bid to rule the realms. A formidable villain indeed, the wicked Sugar Plum. But Clara, clever, brave, and stubborn, outdid her at the last. She used her mother's grand engine and key to turn the evil fairy back into a doll. Clara saved the 4 realms. The 4 realms are made of stories, just like our world. Watch and listen, dear ones. I have one more story to tell to you. Some of it is happy, and some of it is sad, and all of it is true. Not so very long ago, in a land not so terribly far from here, a little girl who had lost her mother found herself in a magical realm. And because she was clever, and because she was kind, and because she was brave, her story has a happy ending. The end. Did you like that story? That was really good. I think that was a perfect story for Christmas Eve. What do you think? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.